Hey everyone, Andy here at FantasyPros. Spring training is on and fantasy baseball season is just about to start, which means we're in prime draft mode right now. What I wanted to do today is to show you the new features that we've added to our draft tools in Draft Wizard to help you guys dominate your fantasy baseball drafts. The first couple of features we're going to look at are part of our cheat sheet creator. So I'm just going to create a cheat sheet here. Those of you familiar with our cheat sheet creator in the past know that whenever you create a cheat sheet, it's basically a snapshot of the expert rankings that you choose to include in your cheat sheet. However, this year we have added what is called Expert Sync. If you scroll down here in the cheat sheet creation screen, I'm going to turn on Expert Sync. And what it does is it automatically updates the rankings in this cheat sheet anytime the included experts update their rankings. This is super cool because now I know that whenever I take this cheat sheet into the draft room that I have the latest rankings from the experts. However, what this means is that you cannot manually change the rankings themselves since they're synced with the experts. At any time, you could edit your cheat sheet and turn Expert Sync off or turn it back on. So I'm going to leave it on here. The next thing in the cheat sheet creator is the ability to adjust the columns here in edit mode. So let's say I'm not as interested in expert notes. I can move this column over here and just get it out of the way so my notes populate over here. Position, tags, my notes, expert notes are all the headers that you can modify here. So just a nice little quality of life improvement for everyone who likes to edit their own cheat sheet. Next up are 3 updates to the Draft Wizard, Draft Simulator, and Draft Assistant that we're very excited about. The first one is draft settings. So what this does is it allows you to modify the way the simulation runs based on what you know about your league. So here I've got a league here, ESPN Baseball Draft 2021. Once you've added a league, you can click View to view the settings. And in mock drafts here, click Edit. And what that does is it allows you to customize the mock draft here with different team customizations. So let's say you know your league values starting pitchers more. We can increase the value here to high. We know they value relief pitchers less. Set it to low. And nobody drafts catchers until very late in the round, so we can do this. The other thing here is you can adjust each team and set teams to have specific tendencies. Perhaps you know Team 2 here goes by the ESPN pre-draft rankings. Team 5 will go by a different cheat sheet here, the ESPN auction cheat sheet. And we have strategies here that we'll talk about in just a second. So if you know a team has a tendency to do specific strategies, or you can create a team bias. So let's say for me, for instance, I am a Dodger homer. So I'm going to go and go heavy on the LA Dodgers here. And let's say somebody else is a big Cincinnati Reds homer or Chicago Cubs homer. So this will weigh players more heavily in favor of players from those teams. You can hit save here, and when you run the mock draft, those settings will be a part of your mock draft. The next 2 features are what we call draft strategies and punt categories. They're pretty self-explanatory names. So when you start a mock draft simulation, you'll see the more settings link here. Click that, it'll open a modal. And so let's talk about punt categories first. So this essentially just means you're going to devalue specific categories in favor of others. So a really popular strategy is to devalue saves, for instance. I'm going to go for strong starting pitchers. I don't care about saves. I care about my counting stats for pitching, such as strikeouts and quality starts, and hopefully get a couple of wins here in ERA and WHIP. So I'm going to punt saves. And you click apply, and it'll adjust all the players for you based on that strategy. And you'll see the adjustment here. The next one, draft strategies, you saw a little bit of in the previous mock draft customization screen. But what it is we have 4 default strategies here that are popular draft strategies with our users. So we have pocket aces, which will heavily skew towards drafting pitchers very early. Hitter heavy, obviously drafting hitters early and devaluing pitchers across the board. Punting catchers, so you don't have any catchers recommended since catcher value is relatively low and consistent across the board. Or punting closers, meaning you're going to devalue closers, just like our previous strategy of devaluing saves. Punting closers here will allow you to draft stronger starting pitching earlier on. So let's say we do punt closers. So here, no relief pitchers will be suggested until after round 16. Additionally, you can create your own strategy by clicking the plus sign here and create your own custom strategy. So let's call it no catchers, no RPs, and we'll say catchers, last round only, and relief pitchers after round 16. So now we can have both of those strategies in play. Save and apply. You'll see as you progress through the draft that the player suggestions will be tailored based on the draft strategies and categories you decide to punt. Hopefully you can give this a try in your mock drafts before your real drafts, as well as implementing this in the draft assistant during your real draft. If you have any questions, please reach out to us via customer support or any of our social media channels, and we hope you have a great season.